Alrighty, hello, and welcome to the stream. One more match here from OCE. I'm Palidore. Welcome to, the game here. Our last stream of the day. Only 9 p.m. for me. For Dimwee, it's over there, at midnight. So he's just over there somewhere, maybe watching this, maybe wishing me luck. But I'm going to be here to cast this match between Breach and Clear and Fizzy Chicken starting up right soon here on VRML Channel 2. So welcome. I'm Palidore. Co-caster Palidore, cameraman Palidore. And we are ready to just about go here. So, welcome everyone. See Freestyling Goblin, Punda PC, and Liskux. I recognize those names from just a short time ago. Well, welcome to the stream. And welcome to this solo cast. Gonna have fun on this one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That is the least fun possible way to start off the game, with a crash. Very inconvenient. So we're getting off on the right foot here with just the immediate peace out on my part. Well, that's going to be typical. I'm going to attempt to rejoin here. And if it doesn't work, I just may cry. So in the meantime, keep me from crying, chat, and tell me how you've been. I do have my internet finally fixed today. See, it actually stopped working after, it was last week when I did those OCE games. Woke up the next day and everything was just broke. Highly unfortunate. Now, that said, still attempting to rejoin here, so I gotta click through twice to get through on the spec. I'm sure there's some great gameplay going on that I'm just missing, and I'm very set. Interesting, though. That's the first time that I've had a hard crash like that in a very long time. I know Dimly was having some issues a couple times earlier in the week. But indeed... Oh, look! We're back! And didn't miss a score yet, so I'm very happy to report we're right back into it, and hopefully no other... issues get in the way. All right, thank you. I'm emotionally stable now. Appreciate you, Twitch chat. At the moment, it's Emerald going to... Oh, look at the goal there, right on Luigi. Luigi almost getting the disc, almost saving it. Just barely unable to, but still, very nice move from Emerald that was. Taking it, throwing in a little bit of a fake there, then boom, switching hands and nailing it. See, we're off to the start that I thought we would be, which is to say, no problems whatsoever. Right. All right, so on this launch out here, breach and clear with a disc and passing it off to Cosmo. Oh, look at the save there. Beautifully done. Was that technical Rex? Based on the celebrations, I think so. So over here to Luigi. That was a great save. I thought that was a guaranteed goal. But as it turns out, not the case. Just swooping in from nowhere like Superman. With a super saves. All right, so over here on the boost coming in. 7:30 on the clock still here in the first round, and some contesting going on there amongst the players up at the top. Cabbage in there saying sad, wasn't allowed in the game. Well, I'm sorry, but, you know, can't potentially enable some foul play, not to mention the whole fish sticks joke. Well, that was foul play on your end. Luckily, I didn't take the bait. Unlike a fish, because fish take bait. Hi, I'm Palidore. Up to the top, it's going to be taken by Cosmo. Cosmo losing the disc out here, though. Sven Taylor with it now. Going to look right on across for that pass to Emerald. Emerald already scored once. Will they score twice? Looking for a pass, but just going to go right to the hands here of Soggy Bunnings Snags. Now, I was informed how to pronounce that name. I thought I was right in the first place, and you know what? Even better. That was right on the dot there with a save from Luigi. I remember that name just from the last week or so alone. Luigi definitely putting on some saves on these streams here, showing that he can get the job done. But the question is, can Cosmo and Co get the job done here on another attempt? They were denied that goal earlier thanks to that beautiful save from Technical Rex. But at the moment, they're on the offense here. 4 minutes into this first round, they're with a chance, but just sailing past the hands. Actually, take it back. It's a rebound put back by Cosmo. Like magic. Call it Wanda. But less than 6 minutes remaining. It's tied up here 2-2. And yeah, that is correct. Just Pally here today. For Dimwee, it is past midnight for him. He's over on the East Coast-ish? Not sure. I keep forgetting. He tells me this constantly. He's in the east area, so it's midnight for him. It's only 9 p.m. for me, so I'm good to go. And even that aside, I'm usually up until 3, 4, 5, or 6 a.m. anyways, which is why I wake up at 11 a.m. But moving on, as Glibby takes the disc, gets it lost by the stun. Over on to VRML, and Emerald going to lose it out here. It's going to sail over into that corner where Agent Victoria tries for the clear. Takes a few rough bounces, so Glibby gets it right back and hands it off on the other end. Not so much a handoff as a pass, I do suppose, and that one just self-pass perhaps, maybe so. VRML going to get that one though, and be stunned out as Soggy sends the clear, just ricochets back to the hands and stays on this end instead for Glibby. course, as I say that, right back by Soggy, so whatever's happening, it's going to happen. Thanks, John Madden. Speaking of, though, things happening, somebody there for Breach and Clear had just crashed. Now, that is very, very unfortunate. I know the feeling, good sir or madame, whoever had just crashed there. Experienced that myself right at the beginning of this round. But nonetheless, that's going to be rough as the 2-2 tie-up here continues. Now, ideally, for Breach and Clear, they're going to be able to get their teammate back in a moment's notice. Much like myself, I was back in a moment's notice, courtesy of Atlas. That's a plug. Although, if you're on Quest, can't use Atlas, I suppose, so never mind. But either or, Atlas, if you happen to be on PC VR, great tool to host servers, immediately rejoin. I actually didn't use Atlas to rejoin, I should clarify, because I just had to take an invite. But to join as a spectator, that's what I use. So a lot of people question, how come you leave? We invite you to the game, you join, then you leave, and then you're back. Thanks to Atlas, and look at that. At last from Luigi Logic. They're holding strong here, despite being down a player. Another good save, this time coming from the Breach and Clear team. Fizzy Chickens had some nice ones earlier as well, but Luigi, continuing to show his stuff, which is to say, he knows how to stuff all of those goals when they're trying to drive in on him. So, well done, but Technical Rex will get the disc right back here, and pretty much uncontested, and Breach and Clear remaining on the disadvantage here, which is to say the numbers disadvantage, 3-on-4, but haven't paid for it quite yet. So over to the other end, to the bubble, I should say, and there you go, Cosmo back in the game. So fortunately for them, not losing out quite yet, and in fact, they might have a chance at scoring. Take that back because Glibby, well, he takes that disc right back. Freestyling saying can only hear audio. I'm pretty sure that's how audio works. If you're trying to listen to audio and you don't hear audio, well, that'd be a very, very bad thing. But Glibby with the disc here, trying to drive it in, maybe get that next score. It's been kind of stalemated for just a little bit. It's good now, says Goblin. Good. I'm very glad that it's good. If it wasn't, that would be bad, because that's the opposite of good. I know words. Glibby with the disc here. I think I've said that quite a bit, so Glibby all over it. It seems like anytime that disc is loose, doing a little bit of juggling there with that disc, and just missing that pass, a bit strong on it, so bouncing down and bouncing back up. So every direction before finally meeting the hands there of a Soggy Bunning. As Glibby, well, gets the disc. How about that? Deja vu again and again. So Glibby has it stolen now, though, from Agent Victoria. Meanwhile, on the other end, that very nice boost coming in with some quickness with less than 2 minutes left and still stuck at 2-2-2. But up high will be retrieved, and if they can get there, that was stun coming through. I was going to say the offense, or the defense rather, a bit off balance, but you know what? They still recover, but so does VRML over there by the pocket, trying to get it over to the nest. But Cosmo playing some good defense, having it lost here, and cleared partially, maybe, no. Glibby with the disc. Again, and the shot! It's in! 5-2, that is a big, big shot here. Approaching the final minute of round one. So Glibby getting it done, and that goalie perhaps just bothered a little bit by that initial diver. And just unable to save the goal. So very, very nice. And Goblin saying this game's very good and close. Very much agree. Fun first round here. Lower scoring, but not low in intensity, as that disc will glide over to the top corner. And yes, one could say Kabaj. Indeed, that's how you pronounce it, right? So Soggy Bunnings with the disc and over to the opposite end. Just missing the hands of the teammate here, but Luigi trying for that grab. Same with Glibby. Gets a slap at the very least. Now need to act fast here for Breach and Clear, but acting even faster, it's an anchor shot, but not a maker of a shot. At least not on that one. That was definitely a stretch, and unfortunately another crash as this round does wind down. Now that said, Breach and Clear will have the next minute or so to get them back, or if they need to take that 5 minutes, they can. The shot just off. One more sailing right through, and it's 5-2-2. being taken by Fizzy Chickens. One of the funner names to say in the league, but then again, there are many fun names to say in the league. We've seen a lot of them today, in fact. Shout out, was it Bob the Cob or Corn Cob or something of that? I'm not sure. I wasn't casting that one, but I was listening. Anyway, so over to the score screen here. Take a look at what it's got to give us. Keeping in mind, we did just miss that first minute or two due to the crash. So not complete stats, but mostly complete stats at the very least. Now, oops, I had it right the first. It was 5-2. Why did I take that away? I'm silly. Sorry. But yes, 5-2 there on the scoreboard, and good news. Cosmo is back. Ideally, Cosmo will be able to stay back. And that way they don't have to expend any of those tech timeouts and be at that disadvantage again. But yes, so stat-wise, can't remember who scored for breach and clear. The reason no one's credited is because it was actually off the defender, so it kind of counted as a self-goal. But nonetheless, round 2. It's gonna start here right quick. Boom. Okay. All right, so first joust of round 2. Fizzy Chickens taking the first round and maybe trying to sweep it up here in the second. Of course, for breach and clear, they're going to want to do just that. Breach and clear and get that goal. And, well, there is the breach. There's the clear. Will they get the goal is the question. The disc will roll right back towards them, but unable to really get too much working for them in their favor. Still another collection, but another just ricochet bounce kind of going every which direction except the way that they wanted to. So going to try and re-grab it here and recollect. Retreating on the defensive end for breach and clear. Meanwhile, Glibby trying to get that over to the deep end here to Emerald, and Emerald eventually collecting off the bounce. Emerald the pass fake and kind of some clever maneuvering there just to evade the defense of Cosmo. Meanwhile, Glibby up high. Just eyeing down the defender, sliding past the defender, maybe once, maybe twice. And 3 times, and I'm sold as they go for the goal, but sold out and rejected. No discount on that shot. Luigi Logic. He has all of that defensive logic locked and loaded. But you know what? They're going to lock and load and go for an offensive attempt here right again for Fizzy Chickens. So back to the side wall. And back to the pocket as they try to clear it off right back to the blue side. See B-Love in the chat. Welcome to the game. GG's earlier on. I wasn't able to watch it as I was casting on the other channel, but I did catch just the very end. And at the moment, oof, that is a mighty good shot right through the midst there from Cosmo. So very risky, but it did pay off. And that's 3 points going for breach and clear. Oh, yeah, B-Love saying, love the name Fizzy Chickens. It's a good one. Kopesh in the chat saying, forgot Cosmo has been having headset issues. I can tell. Luckily, though, as I maybe caster's curse, this luckily hasn't had issues in round 2. Okay, there. I was just waiting for a sudden crash, but didn't happen, so we're good. All right, I was waiting for it to happen again. You know, double caster's curse, but we're all good. So 3-0 favoring breach and clear here. Going to be taken by Sven Taylor, looking up to the sky, and couldn't work it through all that defense. Kind of draped all over him like a coat. And it is summer, so why wear a coat? Actually, never mind. On that side of the world, it's cold over there, right? These days, or at least cooler. I don't know. It's all upside down, and I'm all upside down. But trying to turn it around and get their first goal here is Fizzy Chicken. So there's the nest pass, just going to go right through. Yeah, if it's... so, okay, good. My geography was right. It's cold over there, unless I'm being trolled. I don't think so. Give you context here, though. I mean, I live in Arizona, and oh, the shot gonna go right over. Soggy Bunnings. 6 points. Yes, I'm in the States. I live in Arizona, one of the hottest states in the States. That's a lot of states. It's a state of heat, is what it is. And I'm in a state of disarray. All right, that's enough. But anyway. It's something like, I think this weekend, probably 110 or so Fahrenheit. I don't know, which is approximately 40 Celsius, give or take. So yeah, on a daily basis, I'm kind of dying in this room, especially since I turn off my AC when I'm casting. So, it hurts. But my pain is for the love of you guys in this game and casting it. It's all fun and good times. Meanwhile, Soggy Bunning will get that disc over to Cosmo. And they're trying to keep this going, maybe force that round 3. We've already seen a couple of them at least in the streams today. The ones we casted there for North America just a few hours ago. We had 2 in a row, that Zeros and Spaghetti Game, then Chaos, and tip of my tongue, High Voltage. Both of those went to 3 rounds, and there were some exciting matches, really fun plays and some clutch plays in those matches. So maybe looking in position to see that again here in OCE for that round 3, especially if Breach and Clear continues this good momentum they've got going. So there's a disc, there's a shot, and he doesn't miss. Cosmo, 9 points. So it might be cold over there, but that is just hot fire from Cosmo. No issue on the headset, just dead set on forcing round 3. All right, so on the launch, Glibby going to quickly get it over to the other end. It's going to sail to and fro right near that goal. In fact, VRML needs to be careful here because the defender right behind. There's Cosmo with a stun. Very nice. Up to mid lane now, or rather right pocket, I should say. Nothing middle about that. I don't know my directions, apparently. Bounce shot will just go right to Luigi Logic's hands. He's already had some very, very nice, timely saves directly inside that goal, so that will be one of the easier ones of the day for Luigi. But meanwhile, it will be Glibby there trying to go for the clear, and Cosmo trying to look for that boost as well. Now the bounce is going to go mighty close, and that was no doubt very purposeful. People are very clever with those bounces, and they know which walls they need to hit to give it a chance. Now that one, an extremely bold shot right into the hands of, well, 3 different goalies, quite frankly, so it's just going to go right back to the hands of Glibby. Now Glibby rolling up on the floor, trying to dodge Agent and Cosmo as they get a light boost off. Maybe a pass opportunity going to go right astray, and you see, there's some interesting interactions and issues perhaps coming in from Emerald, so that is not a good sign. And right back into existence. You can kind of see the consciousness once again reach the brains. But over here, well, losing his brains on the stun. Now Cosmo as well, and Tech Rex trying to get that one out. Technical with that save earlier on, trying to save this one as well, but looks like that's not going to work out in the favor of the offense here. They're still going to get another attempt, a soft one. That's going to be taken there by Technical. So ejected into the midfield. There is a defender there, so have to be careful for sure. And will be a slap from Glibby, and trying to reach that disc first. Turning around real quick to check behind. But then out of nowhere coming up is the orange player here, Soggy. And Soggy gets a clear right to the tunnel, only to the hands of Technical. All right, so Glibby now will roll up. The goalie stunned out, and very nice coordination from the teammates here. Glibby and Emerald. Emerald on the stun. Technical Rex the assist there, but yeah, 3 different players really, at least just directly contributing to the success of that play. So very nicely done, nicely played from blue team, Fizzy Chickens. All right, now on this launch up here to the cloud area, will be grabbed, actually slapped off to the other side. Shout out as well, even though it was 14 minutes late, to Daz Venoms for the follow here on this channel. Of course, kind of mentioned it earlier because we have 3 different VRML channels. I imagine, sometimes I'm recognizing or shouting out the same people a few different times. But yeah, all these games throughout the days, pretty much all day long. Granted, I know with the audience that I'm talking to right now, I guess maybe doesn't apply as much. Time is it over there? Probably around 6 p.m. I imagine, somewhere around that area. But yeah, Really just been super, super busy. Even today in that prime NA hour, NA hours, there were I don't even know, like 10 different matches right around the same time slot. As that shot just barely off. And recovered here by Agent Victoria, who tries for the clear. Will bounce right back the other way. 2 p.m. says Kopesh. All right, good to know. Or 4 and some minutes. As they're trying to go in and win it. Cannot do it. But really, at the moment, I mean, 1 minute left unless something striking happens here really quickly. For Fizzy Chickens, we're going to be looking at another round, a third and final one. So let's see. But really, there's a 3 needs to go through in the next few seconds if they want to have a chance at this. Instead, a back pass, very heavy-handed one, and you know it'll just result in a 2-point instead. But honestly, still not really in too much of a danger. I mean, it's a 4-point match, and with 30 seconds, yeah, it's just about going to be over with there, barring one of those supremely unlikely immediate turnovers. Or even then, I think that's actually... Never mind. See, this is why I don't do math on stream. But what I am happy to say, and what I can't say assuredly, is the fact that we do have another round 3. This is at least the third one in the last 3 hours or so. So I'm very much happy to see that. The tight competition coming in here from the OCE region. Oceania. I don't know why, but anytime I actually try and say it, I get tongue-tied. I don't really know why it doesn't sound natural for me to say. Oh, see, I'm not gonna do it. I don't know why. I'm just gonna use the robot to make it happen. It's weird because I do all these for anyone who's seen, you know, some of my posts or other stuff elsewhere on media. I do all these rap, freestyle, whatever warm-ups. Not because I think I'm good at it. You know, no desire to be a rapper, but just to warm up and not get tongue-tied in cast. And yet, it seems like sometimes in the cast, it's the most basic things, the single words that do get me tongue-tied, do leave me feeling like a big. Trying to think of an Aussie word or some sort of. How do you call me an idiot in your slang? Call me that. I want to know. A bumbling that. But in any case, to the score screen for round 2. As we do get a 5th player, Cabbage Wrecker. I recognize that name. He's coming into the... So maybe a dropout or something. I mean, you're between rounds, so... all I know is right now there are 5 players over there on Fizzy Chicken's side, and... Unless one of them leave immediately, and I mean immediately, there we go, thank you. Rules just by the by. If you're going to switch out players between rounds, you know, officially rostered players, that is allowed, but the 4th player has to leave first. You cannot, at any point, have 5 players on your team at the same time. Now, that said, getting on by here as I readjust. Granted, I'm not one who... You know, it's too much of a stickler for that, but at the same time, got to be consistent with it, so worth mentioning as these players watch a little bit later on. Now, that said, we'll be taken here by Soggy and trying for that shot off. Going to be top and drop to the bottom of the floor, taken by Victoria. And Agent Victoria, nice soft pass, so looking for that two-man game you love to see. And will it result in the goal, though? Not quite. A little bit tough on that. That angle kind of floating backwards. Couldn't get a lot of strength behind it because of that backwards momentum. And instead, up to the top, going to be taken here. And couldn't convert on the otherwise very open goal and a missed opportunity there. Of course, sometimes, as we all know, doesn't matter if you're a new player or a 3-year vet. Sometimes the reality is those open goals are some of the most difficult ones. It's funny, even at, again, master level teams, you see these situations where they make these ridiculous shots, fadeaways, half courts, full courts, bounce shots, whatever, and then they get an open goal and they'll miss it. Thinking too hard, but Glibby certainly not. Gets the shot. First 2 points here in round 3. But yeah, definitely something you see fairly regularly. Even in other sports too. I don't know if anyone is a basketball fan, for instance, but you know, sometimes Player dependent, of course, but you'll see the players go in and making these ridiculous plays, kind of like that, as they blaze a trail right down the field to steal and convert, making him hurt. See, it's a 3-point from Technical Rex. And wreck he definitely did there on that joust. Freestyling Goblin. I assume in response to the whole rap thing earlier. They don't call me Freestyling Goblin for nothing. Want to plug a SoundCloud or anything? By all means, go right on ahead. I only started doing any like raps in general back around September, October, something like that. Literally just for casting purposes. Freestyling to kind of keep the word flavor there, as the shot is saved by Luigi. And then fast raps, you know, your rap gods and you know, the Busta Rhymes versus Look at Me Now, stuff like that, just to help keep me from getting too tied up. So different types of raps for different purposes, and that's what I use them for. It's always my pro tip when we're training new casters, because again, VRML casters here, we're all volunteer, do it because we love the game, we play the game, etc., etc., and that's kind of one of the weird, unconventional things that I do actually recommend. It's really rapping's great for improv and just practicing all the word plays, the tonations, the cadence, the flow, all that good stuff, as we do go here to Cabbage Wrecker, and getting smacked there up and with the stun, and obtained here on the top of the tunnel by Soggy. So Soggy gets a clear, looking for that light boost, and bottoms up. I mean, there's 2 goalies there, 3 in fact, right near the bubble, so they're just going to get it right back with a 5-point lead now, favoring Fizzy Chickens in this third and final round. There's 6:26 remaining. Now over to the corner panel, where it'll be taken here by Luigi. Luigi going for that clear, but just off the bow tie, and Glibby is gonna get the disc. Gonna lose a disc as well to Soggy. So Soggy sending it clear on through, Cosmo checking behind. Meanwhile, that disc floating to the awaiting hands of Agent Victoria. Couldn't make the shot, and slapping it out there is Technical Rex, as he tries for it again, but both of them flying by and almost high-fiving each other, it looked like there. Couldn't grab the disc, but they you know, at least got the good sportsmanship in, if nothing else. And all the meanwhile, top of the lane, it's taken back by Soggy. A lot of ping-ponging going on. Still 6 minutes to go, and still a lot of time here for Breach and Clear to make a move and get some scores going. But as of this last, I don't know, 45 seconds, 1 minute, something like that, it's just been really end to end of the floor, you know, 80 meters out or so. I believe that's the length of the arena. It's maybe not exactly. It's roughly 80 meters from gate to gate, but I'm sure someone will correct me with the exact, maybe 82 or 78, I don't know. But Luigi, logic, that was great. Gets it over to the station island, now up here towards the pocket, upper pocket, trying to maneuver right through. Agent Victoria swinging the Fist of Fury in a quick flurry there, and let's see, Glibby looking for it. So again, full 80 meters. Does anyone know the exact numbers? I feel like I should know that kind of thing after 3 years, the distance of the floor, but I don't. I just know it's about 80. B-Love saying good save there. Kopesh saying 77, 78. So I was close. I was right in the area. Glibby here going to be assaulted, but no, gets the disc off just in time. You saw that defender creeping up from behind, but they're going to get the shot no less. Happy to get it. 4:30 remaining here in the third round. It's an 8-point lead for the blue team. Also, hi, Grumpiest Room. Sorry, didn't mean to ignore at all. So, if you happen to still be here... oh, why'd my controller... I'm not doing this on purpose. I'm not getting fancy with the cameras, trust me. 1 second. I apparently need to replug my controller. But while you're here, Grumpy, if you are still in fact here, why the name change? The East Broom part of your name was the most legendary thing. And now, I mean, Grump is fine and all that, but the broom is really what made it, I feel like. Even went with a dash trend, right? It was Grumpy. It's Grump Dash is your name now, if I recall correctly. What's with that? I'm just saying, you know. But over here to Emerald. I mean, imagine if I changed my name to just Door. Like, that'd be fine and all, but if it was missing the Pally, it'd just be a little bit strange after 3 years, wouldn't it? That's all I'm saying. Glibby with the disc and getting it lost here to Soggy. I feel like I've seen, so as much as I've said Glibby gets a disc, I've also said Soggy gets the disc quite a bit too, so you can definitely just tell by the frequency of me saying names in these midfield areas, you can kind of tell who, which players really prioritize that midfield play and are just good with the positioning, because positioning is one of those areas of the game that is a lot more difficult to really qualify and talk about, because it changes second to second. It's very much a nuanced thing compared to some more direct styles of gameplay and aspects of Echo Arena, you know, just like striking and passing. I mean, very easy to explain. Positioning for a lot of the aspects, it's a bit harder to really talk about. On the shot, will miss it. Now, low-key kind of glad, because that was a horrible camera angle. Who's camming this match? Surely not me. But anyway, over here too, VRML has actually taken away right out the hands. Glibby right back, maybe feeling a little bit bad for the steal on the teammate, so dishes it back. They couldn't convert on the shot, but dealing some stuns out as they converge on the disc. Glibby with it, looking up towards that shoulder, just great positioning. But the catch, second attempt, finally does get through. Now Emerald going to be just assaulted there, or at least pressured by the defense. Both shoulders, but going just for that far out shot, going to make for the nice catch from that goalie further out. So going for that nest pass and another shot. So Luigi, a good save here and getting that through. Being a little bit bold on some of these shots, taking it from really that edge of the three-point lane as that shot goes out. Definitely, you know, one of those aspects that certainly if you have the comms working in your favor and things like that, you can have your teammates kind of feeding you the info, you know. You have time to do this and that, or one-on-one, getting those calls out and just able to really work the disc right into the goalkeeper and have the best possible chance at a high percentage shot. But that said, they're not going to be too bothered by it, because at the end of the day, Fizzy Chickens does have the lead here, 8-0. And looking like they're going to take away this victory as Luigi, well, takes away the discs. They're just kind of haplessly throwing these right into the goalie at this point. Can't help but wonder if it's on purpose, especially with one that far out. Either or, maybe just wasting some time and confident in their game and the fact that they're coming away reigning supreme as they're going to try and rain one more shot. That was less of a rain, more of a droplet. Kind of left the arm slowly and awkwardly there. Maybe a double grab issue of some sorts. I'm not quite positive, but like I said, not going to be punished at all, because Fizzy Chickens here are going to close it out. Just mid lane, stack two players, able to get the disc right back. And here we go. Off to the other side of the wall. 30 seconds left and looking to score once more, but bouncing everywhere and into the awaiting hands of, well, not Emerald. It's going to be Agent Victoria. A stun and a clear. So 18 seconds. This game coming to a close. And the streams for tonight coming to a close. And you know what's about to open? Well, that air conditioning on my face right now, because I am sweating up a storm. And it's been a pleasure, though, as always, getting these casts in and seeing the development of these teams. And for that matter, just getting to know these teams. I'm definitely starting to make those what do you call them? Those little neural connections in my brain now, with associated with some of these names, knowing what they do. But 8-0 before I actually forget, so I'll get those scores in real quick, and we'll go to the stats and the highlights. All right, there we go. So, all right, and we'll take a look at what we've got working with here. As you can see, it was a 13 dominating points. What else can you say? Not to mention 53 stuns. That's a lot of stuns coming through. But yeah, for Glibby there, and one save as well. It had Cabbage with 1 save, 10 stuns. Technical Rex with 3 points, 1 assist, 4 saves, 35 stuns. Meanwhile, Sven Taylor with the 19 stuns, and Emerald with 57. The reason you see 5 there is, again, because in round 3, between rounds, they had switched one player out for one reason or the other. And nonetheless, maybe just a strategic thing there, which is always kind of an interesting factor. It's happened a couple times, but not super common, those mid-round switch-outs. I forgot what you call them in hockey, but you know what I mean, where you can just kind of rotate players during games or throughout live games and such. Granted, that one was less of a live game. That was in the intermission, but you get my point, so whatever. Point is going to the score screen, or to the stat line, I should say, of the orange team, breaching clear. It was Agent Victoria, 1 assist, 2 saves, 4 steals, 42 stuns. He had Cosmo with 6 points, 4 saves, 2 steals, 24 stuns. Soggy Bunnings snags with the 3 points, 1 assist, 6 saves, and some sick saves at that. And 64, am I reading that right? Yes, I am. Stuns. And then Luigi with, am I reading that right? 10 stuns. Now, or saves rather. Now, I knew he had a lot of saves. I didn't know he had 10. That is immense. So big effort there on the goalkeeping end. Granted, I suppose probably, I don't know, 4 of those maybe were in the final round, the final few minutes where those long shots kind of just got tossed his way. But even then, you take those away and he still had something like, 5 or 6 saves, which is still impressive. I would be happy to get 5 or 6 saves across 5 or 6 series of games if I were in the goal. So, still impressive. Now, nonetheless, back to the end, I guess, which is sad. But yeah, we're getting ready to go. So thanks everyone for joining. If anyone wants some last shout-outs or has any last questions, since this is the final stream of the day, I can always stick around if anyone had something to poke me with or prod me or question, or I don't know. I remember Soggy Bunnings, I was just in the game before I had joined. I went into the headset to talk with the players, and Soggy informed me of how to pronounce the name and things like that, told me to Google it, assured me it wasn't something offensive, but being that they brought it up, I feel like it's maybe offensive. But no, I don't know. Someone mentioned it's just a food stand or store or something or other. I'm going to have to look it up, and if it's anything that it shouldn't be, I'm going to be an unhappy door. I'll laugh at it first, but then I'm going to have to be a mod. Anyway. Agent Victoria stopping in the chat there saying, well played, everyone. Thank you for casting Palidore. Not a problem. Thank you for playing, for inviting, and for having a match that, whether it was intentional or not, for having a match that's at a wakeful hour for me. But yeah, glad to do it. Now, Kopesh laughing, I assume, at what I was saying about bunning there. Is that like a laugh as in, haha, Palidore, that guy's a card, or haha, Palidore, he got trolled. That name is so offensive. Whichever one it is, I'm going to find out. In fact, maybe right now. Let me verify here on stream. Let's see. Let me see here. Bunnings Warehouse. Okay. Oh, got it. So I got that part. They mentioned it was a warehouse or some store like that, so that makes sense. The soggy part, I don't know about that. The snags, I mean, is that slang for something else that I'm unaware of due to living, on the opposite side of the world? If it is, I'm going to find out. Kopesh saying they're sausage. Okay, so hot dog. So they weren't lying. Okay, well that's pleasant. That's pleasant. Although, I suppose that can be construed in other ways. Well, yeah. Whatever. It's a nice name. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm too tired to think about it anymore. When I say tired, I don't mean tired so much as hungry. Going to go finish my Subway. How about that? All right, anyways. Agent Victoria also establishing that. So yeah, hardware store, they sell sausages. So basically the equivalent of, like we have that here, Home Depot or Lowe's, but same kind of thing. They have hot dog stands or snag stands, I guess, right outside sometimes. Granted, not the time for it now because, as I mentioned, it is all kinds of hot. Okay, well, I think I'm all covered. I will say I do like a lot of the names on these OCE teams. Very fun to say. I mean, I learned the other day from Dimwee, of course, that Mozzie is a mosquito. Fascinating fact for me. A very pedestrian fact for a lot of you, but always cool to learn. And before I go, let me get my robot here, my text-to-speech. It's been great casting this game in the region. Oceania. See, I want to say Oceania. Is that also correct? I feel like I've heard both. But this guy says
Oceania. Oceania.
Yeah. Well, anyway. Oceania, Oceania. Those are basically the three that, on any given time, I try to pronounce whatever, OCE. I rotate between those three pronunciations. Oceania, says Victoria. So how come?
Oceania.
How come this schmuck here says Oceania? What's wrong with him?
Oceania.
What a liar. Oceania. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to be an Aussie or Kiwi or something else before you know it. You'll see. I just need a couple more weeks. And I'll be right into the culture for sure. Land one day, maybe. That'll be fun. All right, anyway. I'm done. So thank you for joining me. Liskux stopping in there one more time saying well played, indeed. So, I've been Palidore. This has been VRML Thursday, I think. Yeah, Thursday evening for me. Friday over in OCE, I believe. Been fun. Be happy. Be healthy. Be safe. Be good to each other. And I'll see you again mighty soon.